Hello from Dhaka, this is Moutushi Jubaida Rahman and you are watching BSS News. At first, the headlines. Faction active in attempts to disrupt upcoming national election, says Mirza Fakhrul Alamgir. Taiyeb for registration of foreign bought handset. Saudi Arabia cuts Umrah entry visa validity period to 1 month. St. Martin reopens for tourists from tomorrow with strict eco-friendly rules. Trump steers tensions with surprise nuclear test order. Now the details. Faction active in attempts to disrupt upcoming national elections, says Mirza Fakhrul Alamgir. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Alamgir has alleged that a certain faction is actively trying to disrupt the upcoming national parliamentary election. Speaking as the chief guest at a discussion marking the 53rd founding anniversary of Jatiyo Samajtantrik Dal at the National Press Club today, he said, "We support the chief advisor of the interim government, Professor Dr. Mohammad Yunus, in announcing that the national election will be held in February 2026. But a faction is determined to subvert and delay the election by misleading the public." Fakhrul said BNP is a party of reform, adding that its founder, Shohid President Ziaur Rahman, restored multi-party democracy, reopened newspapers, and ensured people's basic rights. He said Begum Khaleda Zia later introduced the parliamentary system and the caretaker government provision into the constitution. Rejecting any possibility of a referendum before the polls, Fakhrul said it should be held on the election day itself. He also said the BNP wants to form a national government with its long-time allies after the election. Taiyeb for registration of foreign bought handset. Chief Advisor's Special Assistant on Ministry of Posts, Telecommunications and Information Technology, Faiz Ahmed Taiyeb, has stressed that all mobile phones brought from abroad must be registered. A system, he says, is followed worldwide. In a Facebook post on Friday morning, he said mobile phones brought from abroad must be registered and this is a common rule across the world. He explained that registration is linked to preventing wrong SIM or MFS registration, online scams, cloned phones, VAT and customs evasion, and illegal handset imports. Faiz Ahmed Taib also said expatriates may bring one or two phones from abroad free of duty if they follow the rules and register them properly. For more than two phones, fees must be paid as per the existing rule of the National Board of Revenue. He called on citizens to keep their SIM cards registered under their own names, assuring that the registration process is simple if done correctly. The special assistant made the post following the announcement of launching the National Equipment Identity Register or NEIR on 16th December, marking Victory Day. The service will ensure that only approved and legally imported mobile phones remain active in Bangladesh. According to BTRC, handsets purchased or received as gifts from abroad will initially remain active and user will get 30 days to register them online at neir.btrc.government.bt. Handsets used before 16th December will be automatically registered. For users without internet access, registration can be done through mobile operators, customer care centers, or via USSD code *16161#. Saudi Arabia cuts Umrah entry visa validity period to 1 month. The Ministry of Hajj and Umrah of Saudi Arabia has reduced the validity period for Umrah entry visas from 3 months to 1 month from the date of issuance. However, the duration of stay for pilgrims after arrival in Saudi Arabia remains unchanged at 3 months. According to media reports, the new rule will take effect from next week. Under the revised regulations, the Umrah visa will be cancelled if a pilgrim does not enter Saudi Arabia within 30 days of issuance. Advisor at the National Committee for Umrah and Visit, Ahmed Wazifar, said the decision aims to manage the rising number of Umrah pilgrims and prevent overcrowding in Makkah and Medina. So far, more than 4 million Umrah visas have been issued since the start of the new season in early June, setting a record within just 5 months. St. Martin reopens for tourists tomorrow with strict eco-friendly rules. St. Martin's Island will reopen to tourists from tomorrow after a 9-month closure, with the government allowing only 2,000 visitors per day to protect its fragile ecosystem and biodiversity. Additional Deputy Commissioner of Cox's Bazar, Mohammad Shohidul Alam, said 12 government directives will be strictly enforced to ensure responsible and eco-friendly tourism. For safety, passenger vessels will now depart directly from Cox's Bazar city instead of Teknaf. The coral rich island has been closed since 1st February this year, and tourism will be allowed from November through January. According to the Department of Environment, the closure has helped improve the island's biodiversity. Over 1,000 species inhabit the area, which had been under stress from overcrowding and pollution. Advocate Mujibul Haq, chairman of the Youth Environment Society, Cox's Bazar, said red crabs and marine species have returned, and nesting sites for mother turtles have reappeared. Deputy Director of the Bangladesh Tourism Board, Mohibul Islam, said the tourists must buy tickets online, each containing a QR code for verification. The directive, issued on 22nd of October by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, including a ban on overnight stays in November, a full closure in February, restrictions on beach vehicles, and discouraging single-use plastic. Officials hope these steps will protect the island's natural heritage while promoting sustainable tourism. Trump steers tensions with surprise nuclear test order. US President Donald Trump returned to Washington on Thursday after issuing a surprise directive to resume nuclear weapons testing, a move that sparked global concern and fears the renewed superpower tensions. The announcement came just before his summit with Chinese President Xi Jinping in South Korea. It was unclear whether Trump referred to testing nuclear systems or conducting actual test explosions, something the United States has not done since 1992. Iran condemned the directive as irresponsible, while Vice President J.D. Vance defended it, saying the U.S. arsenal must be tested to ensure it functions properly. President Trump's post on Truth Social said, "Because of other countries' testing programs, I have instructed the Department of War to start testing our nuclear weapons on an equal basis." His statement followed reports that Russia had tested nuclear-capable missiles and sea drones. The Kremlin later denied these were nuclear tests, while China urged the US to abide by the global nuclear testing ban. The UN also reiterated that nuclear testing can never be permitted under any circumstances. The United States last conducted a nuclear test in September 1992. Since then, it has maintained a moratorium and relied on computer simulations and subcritical experiments. That's all for now. For more updates, visit bssnews.net. Thanks for watching.